There is a common longing in the human heart for dignity, respect, and honor. Women, in particular, often yearn to be treated as queens, not in the superficial material sense, but as individuals worthy of deep respect, care, and admiration. Yet this treatment cannot be demanded or coerced. It must be earned and inspired. And to be treated as a queen requires a deliberate transformation in how you perceive yourself, how you interact with others, and how you project your values and boundaries into the world. The foundation of such treatment lies in how you carry yourself. People often mirror what they perceive, and if you project insecurity, a lack of self-respect, or desperation, that is precisely what will be reflected back to you. It starts with an unshakable belief in your worth. This is not arrogance, nor is it entitlement. It's a quiet confidence rooted in a deep understanding of your value as a person. This self-worth radiates outward, commanding respect without uttering a word. Men are not immune to this radiance. In fact, they are acutely attuned to it. A man may be drawn initially to physical beauty, but what sustains admiration and respect is a woman's inner strength, her clarity of mind, and her unwavering sense of self. These qualities act as a gravitational pull, drawing out the best in those around her. But let's delve deeper. Being treated like a queen requires you to embody a paradox: strength and vulnerability, independence and connection, firmness and grace. Strength without vulnerability can seem rigid and unapproachable, while vulnerability without strength may be perceived as weakness. The balance between the two is where the magic lies. When you are strong enough to set boundaries and protect your values, yet vulnerable enough to express your authentic self, you create a space where respect and affection can thrive. Independence is another cornerstone. To be treated as a queen, you must not need someone to complete you. A queen is whole on her own. She does not seek validation or purpose from others. Instead, she draws it from within. This independence doesn't mean rejecting connection or intimacy. On the contrary, it enhances them. When a woman stands firm in her independence, it challenges men to step up, to earn a place in her life, and to match her strength with their own. Communication plays a crucial role here. Many relationships falter because of misaligned expectations, unspoken frustrations, or a lack of clarity. A queen is not passive in her communication. She is assertive yet respectful, expressing her needs, desires, and boundaries with precision. This clarity eliminates confusion and sets the tone for mutual respect. When a man understands where you stand, he is more likely to rise to the occasion, to meet your standards, and to treat you with the dignity you deserve. However, we cannot ignore the importance of kindness. It's a quality often misunderstood in this context. Kindness is not about pleasing everyone or avoiding conflict. It's about being generous in spirit while maintaining your boundaries. A kind woman inspires loyalty and admiration, not because she allows herself to be walked over, but because she treats others with compassion and fairness. This is the kind of kindness that does not diminish your strength, but amplifies it. One of the most overlooked aspects of being treated like a queen is the role of your standards. Standards are not demands. They are reflections of your values. They communicate what you will and will not accept in your life. If you tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or neglect, you inadvertently teach others that these behaviors are acceptable. Raising your standards is not about arrogance. It's about aligning your life with your values. When you uphold high standards, you challenge others to respect them. And men, whether consciously or subconsciously, are drawn to this challenge. It calls them to rise above mediocrity, to step into their higher selves. It's worth noting that being treated like a queen doesn't mean being placed on a pedestal where you are untouchable or idolized. True respect and admiration come from mutuality. They come from recognizing each other's humanity, flaws, and potential. A queen does not demand servitude. She inspires partnership. She seeks not a subject, but a king, someone who stands beside her as an equal, who complements her strengths and supports her weaknesses. There is also an element of patience involved. Transformation, whether in oneself or in others, is not instantaneous. If you've spent years undervaluing yourself, it will take time to undo those patterns. If the men around you have grown accustomed to a certain dynamic, it will take time for them to adjust to the new you. But patience is not passive, it is active, deliberate, and purposeful. It involves continuously showing up as the best version of yourself, even when the results are not immediately visible. It is equally important to recognize that not every man will rise to the occasion. Some will resist, some will retreat, and some will refuse to change. This is not a reflection of your worth, but of their readiness. A queen does not lower her standards to accommodate those unwilling to grow. She understands that her value is not diminished by their inability to see it. The journey to being treated like a queen is not an external one, it is deeply internal. It requires you to confront your insecurities, heal from past wounds, and build a life that reflects your values. It's about embodying the qualities you seek in others: respect, kindness, strength, and authenticity. When you live in alignment with these principles, you create an environment where respect and admiration naturally flow toward you. In the end, being treated like a queen is not about manipulating others or imposing your will. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally commands respect and admiration. It's about creating a life that is so aligned with your values and worth that others can't help but take notice. It's a journey that requires courage, discipline, and self-reflection. But the rewards are immeasurable. A life filled with dignity, mutual respect, and authentic connection. The truth is, being treated like a queen is not just about external behaviors directed toward you. It's about the environment you create and the energy you emit. When you cultivate self-respect, you subtly yet powerfully set the tone for how others will engage with you. And yet, this is often misunderstood. Some women believe they can demand respect without embodying it. But respect doesn't respond to demands, it responds to authenticity and integrity. It is essential to reflect on the patterns in your relationships. What have you tolerated in the past, and why? Have you excused poor treatment because you feared being alone? Have you diminished your standards to avoid conflict? These patterns are crucial to examine, as they often reveal the ways in which you have unknowingly contributed to dynamics that do not serve you. Recognizing this is not about assigning blame. It's about taking ownership of your part in the equation. Only then can you begin to change the trajectory. A critical aspect of commanding respect is consistency. It's not enough to set high standards one day and compromise them the next. If you waver in your convictions, you send mixed signals, which can lead to confusion and ultimately a lack of respect. Consistency reinforces your values and builds trust, when not only in others but in yourself. When you consistently honor your boundaries, you prove to yourself that you are worthy of the respect you seek. This self-trust radiates outward and draws others into alignment with your values. Men are instinctively drawn to women who are grounded in their identity. This grounding isn't about being rigid or inflexible. It's about knowing who you are and what you stand for. When a woman is deeply connected to her purpose, she becomes magnetic. Her focus on something greater than herself, whether it's her career, her passions, her family, or her faith, gives her a sense of direction that others can't help but respect. This purpose-driven approach to life communicates that her worth is not contingent upon external validation, which is both empowering and inspiring. Yet as much as independence and self-assurance are vital, they must be balanced with an openness to connection. There is a misconception that strength and independence mean rejecting vulnerability or emotional intimacy, but this could not be further from the truth. True strength is the ability to be vulnerable without fear of losing yourself. It's the courage to let others see you as you are, flaws and all, while remaining anchored in your self-worth. This balance is what creates the kind of connection that compels men to treat you with honor and reverence. It is also worth examining the role of reciprocity in relationships. Being treated like a queen doesn't mean expecting others to do all the work while you simply receive. It requires a willingness to give as much as you take, to invest as much as you expect others to invest. A woman who inspires respect and admiration is one who contributes meaningfully to her relationships, whether through encouragement, understanding, or acts of kindness. This reciprocity fosters a sense of mutual respect and shared purpose, which are the cornerstones of any healthy dynamic. Moreover, the way you navigate conflict reveals much about your character and influences how others perceive and treat you. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle it can either build respect or erode it. A queen does not resort to manipulation, passive aggressiveness, or emotional outbursts to make her point. Instead, she approaches conflict with a calm and measured demeanor, seeking resolution rather than domination. This approach not only earns respect, but also strengthens the foundation of the relationship. Another key element is gratitude. It may seem counterintuitive to focus on gratitude when the goal is to be treated with greater respect, but the two are deeply interconnected. When you express genuine appreciation for the efforts of others, you create a positive feedback loop that encourages more of the same behavior. Gratitude doesn't mean settling for less than you deserve. It means recognizing and valuing the good in others. This acknowledgement fosters goodwill and inspires those around you to continue striving to meet your standards. Your physical presence also plays a role in how you are perceived and treated. This is not about conforming to societal beauty standards, but about presenting yourself in a way that reflects your self-respect. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself, and even the way you speak all communicate volumes about your level of self-respect. A woman who takes care of herself, who invests time in her appearance, her health, and her personal growth, sends a powerful message that she values herself. This in turn encourages others to value her as well. It is also important to consider the company you keep. The people you surround yourself with have a significant impact on how you are treated. If you consistently associate with individuals who do not respect you, who belittle you, or who fail to recognize your worth, it becomes much harder to command respect from others. A queen is discerning about her relationships, choosing to invest her time and energy in those who uplift and support her. This selectivity not only protects her energy, but also reinforces her self-worth. Lastly, there is an element of faith in this process. Whether you place your faith in a higher power, in the goodness of humanity, or in your own ability to grow and evolve, faith provides the strength to persevere. The journey to being treated like a queen is not always easy. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and challenges. But faith allows you to keep moving forward, knowing that the effort is worth it. As you walk this path, you will notice a shift, not just in how others treat you, but in how you perceive yourself. You will begin to embody the qualities you admire, to live in alignment with your values, and to create a life that reflects your worth. And when that happens, the respect and admiration of others will no longer be something you seek. They will simply be a natural response to the person you have become. If you become the kind of person you wish to be, which will endow you with the gift of good health, strength, happiness, and faith, you will simply be a natural response to the person you have become. This transformation is not about perfection. It's not about never making mistakes or never feeling insecure. It's about progress, about becoming a little better each day, and about aligning your actions with your values. When you commit to this process, you not only elevate yourself, but also inspire those around you to rise to the occasion. Men will begin to treat you like a queen, not because you demanded it, but because you have become the kind of woman who commands it. This respect is not conditional or fleeting. It is rooted in the genuine admiration of the person you have chosen to become, and that is something no one can take away from you. In the end, being treated like a queen is not about seeking validation or forcing others to respect you. It is about becoming the kind of person who naturally inspires admiration and reverence. It starts with knowing your worth, embracing your strengths, and balancing independence with vulnerability. By embodying self-respect, setting firm yet fair boundaries, and remaining true to your values, you create a powerful foundation that draws respect from others effortlessly. This journey requires patience, consistency, and self-reflection. It's about transforming yourself into someone who doesn't just expect respect, but exudes it through every action, word, and choice. When you honor yourself, others will follow suit. Men will treat you like a queen, not because you demand it, but because your presence demands nothing less. Remember, the respect and admiration you seek are not gifts to be bestowed upon you. They are reflections of how you choose to show up in the world. When you align your actions with your values, surround yourself with those who uplift you, and carry yourself with grace and confidence, you create a life that not only commands respect, but also inspires others to rise to their best selves in your presence. And